Hey YouTube! Yeah, so I finally got round to doing this. It's just been, I just not got round to it. Basically I had to make a cavity cover for the back. I've just made it out of a piece of plywood. Looks really bad in the picture there, but it doesn't look so bad when the light's not shining off it. Yeah, so this is a Hohner Professional Series SR Devil, which you can't read. Yes, you can. Yeah, so this is a BBR model. Hohner Professional is actually quite well thought of. I've got a Hohner Professional headless Steinberger-y type bass thing. It's really good. This one I bought to sell though. I'm just not going to keep it. I'm not. I've got a better one, which I've just brought back out again. See, this has only got one neck. I don't want one neck guitar. What's the point in that? Yeah, so it's I suppose you'd call it an Explorer. Apart from it's got this bit, this extra cutout bit here. I believe there's also a guitar called a Charvel Star, which is sort of not far off this. There's a Hondo model that's not far off this, and there's my Ibanez Destroyer X series from 1985, which is what I drew round to get that one. So it's kind of this, I think it's called a Star Destroyer for you Star Wars fans. So I'm not sure. Some people say these are Japanese, some Korean. One of the two, not really sure. There is a sticker here which might have given that information, but it's been so old you can't actually read it at all. It's one of those ones you sort of look at it with the light on it, you think you can see letters. That could just be a model number though, but it's really illegible. I think I looked these up a wee bit, and it was like, I think it was 1985 to 1987 they were made, which kind of ties in with the whole BBR scheme. As you can see, BBR being black, black, red. So we've got red binding, red dots, and everything else is black. It does have silver hardware though, so it's like they didn't go full BBR, which Washburn did. I think they invented the BBR series. They've got black tuners and black hardware. I don't think the knobs are original, but they might very well be. These are metal sort of Telecaster-y type knobs. I'd imagine the original knobs were probably black with red numbers on them, but I really don't know. There've been a few of these BBR models that I've been kicking about with the last month or so. I had a couple of Marlins, and there's a commonality between Marlin and Hohner. I think Hohner bought Marlin in 1985, 6, 7, something like that. So there's some very common things that apart from being BBR, this has also got the neck tilt thing. Well, they call it. I can't remember what it's called. It's neck tilt. Well, it's so you can shim the neck without having to shim it. I'm not 100% convinced it's the most useful thing in the world. It is slightly easier if you're going to shim the neck, but for me, like shimming the neck, something you do on a guitar once, or maybe once again 20 years later. It's not the sort of thing you need to be constantly adjusting, but you can if you really wanted to. Yeah, so this one, I don't think these EMG Select pickups are original. I have seen my bass, my headless bass does have EMG pickups, EMG Select pickups, which I think are original, but this one, it's got there's extra screw holes. If you look in the pickup rings, so you get the 3 screws pickups. So I think and either these pickups are replacements or the pickup rings are replacements. But they're kind of good. They're passive, so they're not active. Did a wee bit of work on it. So whoever it was wired it before had used an awful lot of wire. I think they were on commission. Partly when the guy got it wired before, the guy owned it before me, he got somebody to do it and they lost the back plate. That was why I had to make one. I normally cut up records to make it, but I've kind of ran out of really crappy records to cut up. I need to go to a charity shop and pick up some 50 pencers to get more records to make it up. Also, the wood's a little bit more durable. So as I was saying, the guy who wired this, I think, was paid on commission for how much wire he used, because there was so much wire, excessive wire in this. It was ridiculous. It was originally, when I got it, a volume and a tone, and a 3-way switch. the tone didn't work at all, and it's like there was so many wires, extra wires. I couldn't work out what was going on, so I just took them all out. But for the length of the wire, see the wire that goes from the jack socket, right? So the jack socket's here. The jack socket, the wire went from the jack socket to the volume control, right? And I'm not joking, more than a metre of wire to do that. So it's like you opened it up and it was just, you couldn't see anything. And it was like, and also when I put it back together again, even though I've added extra stuff, I still got left over with about 6 pieces of wire that long. So I think whoever wired it was basically just sitting there going, oh, I'll just keep adding wires on until it works. And to be honest, it sounded awful. I really thought this was going to need pickups because it sounded pish. But then I don't know what all these extra wires were doing. They were obviously why it was doing that. So now I've rearranged it to what I would like, even though I'm selling it. So I've now just got one volume control. This is a treble bass roll off, which I put in a Buckfaster caster the other day. I stole it from the idea from my pal's Yamaha. So it rolls down the treble, it rolls down the bass, and this is a standard tone control which rolls down the treble. Also, even though I don't know how much anyone who buys a guitar this shape wants this, if you pull the bass roll off switch out, it's a coil splitter, so it splits them both into single coils. Also interesting in the guitar, even though it sounds pretty good in single coil mode, it was wired as single coils only. Like inside a pickup, when you get the wires out, sometimes you get like, you get your ground wire and then 2 wires, and like this guy had obviously gone, I'll use the red wire. So I used the red wire, which was only using half the pickup. So it wasn't working. But I'm not sure how much use single coils in a guitar like this are. But then again, maybe if you've got really floaty quiet bits or a nice intro, humbuckers. So I'll have a wee mess about with it. I'm just using my new US Dream pedal, because this is the sort of guitar that you're going to have distortion on, and you're probably going to have an awful lot more distortion than I use on it, but there we go. Bridge pickup. Roll down the bass. Back up again. Roll down the tone. And if you turn down the bass and the treble, you get practically nothing. To be honest, in this particular, the last guitar I put the bass roll off in was the Bucky caster, right? A triple coil pickup in it, and it made a huge difference in that. It makes less differences in this. This is more like what it does in the Yamaha that I had before. It's kind of like almost cleans the guitar up. So I think if I could oops, wrong, that's the tuner. Try and find myself some sort of rocky riff to. That's quite something the best of this. Bare metal into it. chorus on just for 80s hair metalness, and then I'll have a stab at severity. Single coil. Single coil. Next single coil. These strings are just on it, so I don't know how long it'll stay in tune, but I'm going to use it anyway. Back to humbuckers a bit. And I'm going to turn the chorus off. I'll maybe put it on next month again. Okay, so that's how far I got with new strings on it before I tuned it. Let's see how far out it is. E, okay. A, high. Ooh. D, G, B, E. So just the A was out really. Right pedal. There's the volume's been adjusted on. First pedal. Yeah, so one of the things I always say, and I just ignored, was when you put new strings on a guitar, and these are not expensive strings, these are the Harley Benton £1.19 a set strings, the worst thing you can do is put them on the guitar, right, and then sort of tune it up, and then just leave it for a whole month or whatever, which is exactly what I just did with this. So if I'd stretched the strings in properly when I'd put them on, it would be fine. If I'd just put the strings on and I was stretching them in, it'd be fine, but because they've been sitting there, kind of going, they're not holding at a pro level, which is what I want. Need to try and stretch them in a bit, which I haven't really done. That's the same for all guitars. Turn the volume up. Yeah, see, they're still stretching. They stretched a whole note on that one. So basically, when you buy this, I might even put. I will either spend a while stretching them in, or I'll just stick another set of strings in the packet in the thing when I sell it. And again, it does single coils, which we would never normally have done. But as if you're a Sabbath fan like I am, you'll realise that the way to get a really, really, really heavy bit is to have a quiet bit first. Think Don't Start Too Late, Symptom of the Universe, etc. Where you've just got, sort of that's how you, if you want it to be really heavy. I had a similar thing when I was playing in my band, which is Cranking House. So the riff kind of goes like this, like that, and I wanted to be more impressive, so I was hitting it really hard, and I realised actually what you do is you go in humbucker mode. So you play it softly at the bit that doesn't have to be loud. You know what I mean? To get to 20 minutes again. I should really try and do it. How do people do videos for 2 minutes? Maybe they just don't talk as much shit as me. Yeah, so nice guitar, bit different. I'd imagine, I don't know how many of these there are still kicking about. I think it's going on eBay rather than on Facebook, because I think it's just one of those things that's more likely to, somebody is really going to want this, maybe a little bit specialist. You kind of got to be in the right, you've got to like the look of it basically. So that's the thing. The bad points, the look. The good points, the look. Technically, as a guitar, it's great. But it's just like, it's got that, it's 30 odd years old, so it's got some sort of mojo to it that you can't get on a new guitar. And condition-wise, it's pretty good. Really, the only thing wrong with it is the fact that it's got a wooden scratch guard on the back, and there's a Boss sticker which I never bothered taking off. Everything else, functionally, it's brilliant. I would possibly, if you really wanted to, if you're having problems, these tuners are not, they're holding tune fine, but it's the sort of tinky type, as opposed to being, if you wanted to put locking tuners on it or something like that. But that's kind of like, if you wanted to go the full black thing, you would buy a black bridge and black tuners. But if you're not interested in that, you don't need to. Actually, I just thought of something. I was thinking of this last night. I'm going to need to make sure that this fits in a normal box before I put it on eBay, so I don't end up selling it and then going, I can't post it because it doesn't fit in a normal size box. It's kind of, I've got a similar problem with my, in fact, another reason why I'm not keeping it, I've got my, come on, let it go, let it go. There we go. I've got my Westone, which is a sort of even spikier. It's a similar sort of shape, but trying to find a case that these fit in is just not that easy. You can buy them from Thomann. You get like an X, a crazy series shape, so you would need some sort of specialist case for it, or like a gig bag. It doesn't fit in a normal gig bag, which is, I suppose, that's quite a big downside. But I mean, the upside is, look at it. I mean, none more satanic and more evil than a guitar like this with EMG pickups. I think it's probably meant for a bit more sort of metal than what I normally play. But I mean, as I'm saying, I'm sitting there playing it clean. In fact, I put on this is my stack in a box distortion, which is what I normally use. So, I suppose I'm still talking about it, still going on. So it's got a bullet truss rod, which is the best type, which you can actually see where to put it in. It's got a roller string tree. The one that was on it was broken, but it looked exactly the same as this. Whether that was original, I don't know. The neck itself has virtually no dinks on the back of it. The frets are good. I've polished them up. The frets are good. There's a few wee sort of dings round about the edge. I'd like to just do my favourite trick there and just see, no damage at all. That's, I mean, that's, I don't think I've done any, there's any other bits like that I've done, but there's not much. There's a few wee dinks and stuff. The thing is, you know, I think it's from the 80s. It's very, 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 very shiny. It was actually, you can see these handprints are literally from me just playing it just now. You know, it's that's just one of the joys of black guitars. How much more black could it be, apart from the red? The neck on it is, I would say, very Stratocaster-y. Someone asked me to show the back of the neck so that you could see what it looks like. I'd say it's pretty much a Strat neck. Scale length, I'm assuming it's, if I can find the, where's my tape? Nah, gone. So I'm going for, it's a Strat length. I will, if it's not 25.5 inch scale, I will put it in the description that I got it wrong, and it's actually not a 25.5, it's a 24.75. But I'm pretty sure it's a 25 inch, 25.5. Great upper fret access. Play the top frets, no problem at all. Yeah, gotta love an Explorer. Explorer's a really strange guitar. In fact, I don't know if I've ever actually had one. I've had a few. That one, the Westone I was just talking about, and the Ibanez that I copied that off, they all had this cut out a bit on the bottom. But the really strange thing, if you've never played an Explorer, I'm a ZZB bass, and you've never played an Explorer before, they're really comfy. It's kind of, it balances really well like that, but there's nothing here, which takes you a while to get used to, because you're sort of playing it and it's like you're used to there being some guitar here, and there is none. This and this don't really affect you very much, but this bit here feels kind of weird the first time you play it. I mean, it feels really cool. Right, so I've been talking for ages about this. I think I might have to do a shorter video to put on eBay. Yeah, so this is not the description video. This is just me talking about it. So if you've already watched the 3-minute video that I'm about to do, which I'm going to use to try and, you know, as an advert for it, yeah, rock on.